Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Back to Black. And this is the new biopic focusing on Amy Winehouse, the extremely talented singer, very successful, but also had a lot of demons, had a lot of drug addiction, and wound up passing away at the age of 27. This film is written by Matt Greenhalgh and directed by Sam Taylor Johnson, who has an interesting track record. Did 50 Shades of Grey, amongst other things. But this particular film focuses on Amy and her life and her career, her relationship with Blake, the man that was the love of her dreams, who she wanted to be married to, wanted to have kids with, and the unfortunate death of Amy Winehouse. And I think this really most important thing to focus on, Marissa Abela, who plays Amy, is absolutely fantastic. The performance that she delivers is layered, it's emotional, it's complicated. It's just really able to pull everything together and deliver such an impactful performance. Her work on Industry certainly grabbed my attention. And here, she really blows you away with bringing this personality to life. And in general, I think her performance really works. I think the rest of the cast, Eddie Marsan playing her dad, Jack O'Connell playing Blake, the love of her life, Leslie Manville playing her nan, who is such an important fixture in her life, that all really works. The performances really work. The musical elements, I think Taylor Johnson really knows how to bring out the energy and the personality and the performance of the music in those scenes in this film. I think in general this is a well shot, good looking film. It knows how to put you in uncomfortable situations, how it shoots the paparazzi, makes us feel anxious while seeing Amy being harassed by them. It's all like coming in on you. We feel that. What really does not work about this film is how by the numbers it is in terms of a biopic, and how overly simplified Amy Winehouse is in this film as a character. Because, to be frank, I've watched Amy, the documentary, and there is so many different layers to her as a person in that film. And here, basically this film just boils down to well, yes, I have talent, but it means nothing. I just love Blake and want to have his children. That's really what this feels like. And then, I'm an addict. That's what this whole film boils her down to, what it feels like. And that's so unfortunate, because there's so much more to this woman. And boiling her down to that and scapegoating her throughout the film. There's so many moments where it's like it was all Amy's fault, despite the fact that she had a codependent relationship with Blake. And of course it wasn't Blake's fault. And it's so weird that that's the perspective this film takes. And is very apologetic to him, despite the fact that he got locked up in prison for beating the crap out of people. He was a violent person. He was a drug addict. And yet this film tries to put it all on Amy. And she had problems. She wasn't a perfect person. She had these drug addictions. She struggled. But this film boils her down to such an overly simplified version of her that it just feels uncomfortable to watch this film in a lot of ways. The last 25 minutes of this film, we know Amy Winehouse passed away. We know she died tragically, young, at 27 years old, 5 years younger than me. That hits. What doesn't hit is the last 25 minutes of this film that builds up this narrative. It follows this pace of, something like Walk the Line, where it's you saw rock bottom, which also this film never really showed the rock bottom. They kept showing these musical moments and never her going completely off the rails in performances. So it even whitewashed a bit the bad parts in her life and the very public rock bottom that she would hit. But then you have this last section of this film that builds up to like, oh wow, she turned it around and a happy ending, and only very like tiny sprinklings of like there were still issues she was dealing with. But like this film completely turns it around and make it feel like it has this uplifting ending, and you have this moment of like, oh, she's clean and yay, and then she died, and like the text pops up on the black screen. You're just like, whiplash much, insensitive much, just read the room. And what this film does is so uncomfortable and awkward in handling this story. Go watch Amy, the documentary. That movie, that film is so impactful, deeply emotional. This film really feels so misguided in so many ways, and it's disappointing to watch. Especially when you have so much talent behind the camera and in front of the camera. It just didn't have the story and how it told its story that really was impactful, and decided to go in this strange other direction that just did not feel right. But those are my thoughts on Back to Black. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.